Yes. Good evening. Welcome to the preview show. Just Adam and myself this evening. Welcome to the preview show. We're going to be talking all about one of the most exciting weeks in golf, Adam. Hey?
Oh, the Open. You can't beat it. Like, the colours of the stands, that yellow and then the navy, the long wispy grass. Some people hopefully struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, a little bit of elements, wind, rain, some tough conditions. It's what we want to see. You know, golfers actually wearing waterproofs, using umbrellas. You know, it's a properly different week to that most of these golfers will face. A fantastic golf course. We've got obviously all that to look forward to. There's a lot of people in the chat tonight, so thank you for everybody that's in the chat. If you're new to the previous show, get in the live chat. There's a whole load of stuff going on. We have got the giveaway later on for the Pro V1 balls for the Open Championship for the fantasy golf. So if you are new, stick around to that. We're going to explain how that all works. So yeah, just a quick hello to Ryan, Mark McLaughlin, Glenn Taylor, Kieran Headley is in the chat tonight. This is fantastic. Marcus is here as well. Brilliant.
Of course he's here. He's already watched the Open.
He's here. He knows what the result is. Well, we do know that he's not quite so successful in European Tour weeks. And speaking of that, we had European Tour as our focus last week, the Scottish Open. A great event. Renaissance looked amazing, didn't it?
It did. Like, it looked so good. And what a great finish to the tournament as well. Three-way playoff. And an amazing shot in on the last there to get it on that back shelf and then to hold the putt. So it's one of those that sort of shot down the stretch will do him a lot of good going forwards, I'm sure.
Yeah, so fantastic. Min Woo Lee being the winner, and just great to see him coming through, getting that victory, and again going to have so much confidence going into this week, into the rest of the season, and of course beyond. So excellent. And just quickly, Glenn Taylor is disappearing. He's put his picks in, so just. Good evening and have a good evening. See you very soon, sir. So let's.
Max Homer.
Yeah, great picks early on. So let's go through what we do every week. For those of you that are new, we go through who did well in the fantasy golf last week. That's generally where we start before we look ahead to this week's event. We'll go through the points for last week. Then we'll give you a quick rundown of how the fantasy golf works. Then we'll do the preview for the British Open, obviously from Royal St George, and then we'll get on to the betting, which is obviously where you're then going to make your picks. So let's start with, as we always do, the bottom of the leaderboard. And again, another poor week for me. I've had 3 or 4 poor weeks in a row, so just 375.
You're saving it all up to the major.
Well, that would be it would be nice. So yeah, just 375 points for myself, 0 for Glenn Taylor, and minus 300 for Adzi, who is the founder, obviously, of the All In Club. He will be going all in again, I'm sure, this evening. Luke Griffiths, welcome to the chat. I hope you had a great time at the Scottish Open, it sounds like. So Ryan Rosansky, Ben Swan and Jonathan Bonner also making up the bottom of the table there. So let's move across to the top of the table, and Kieran Headley, congratulations, 17,000 points. Amazing to get that in there. Julian Roll, we haven't seen Julian for a few weeks, to have him back is fantastic, and a great week for him. Richard Hodge, again, another solid week for him, and some good scoring. I always say if you get more than 1,000 points, it's a pretty good scoring week, and which yourself and Ryan both did. You both topped that 1,000-point mark. So if we have a look at our leaderboard, so this is just the leaderboard for the three of us, Ryan, myself and Adam. We've played 14 weeks, and it's properly closed up between you and I. Adam, there's just under 3,000 points between us, and then of course it goes up. Ryan has now got a 5,500 point lead over me. And we need to do something about that, because I'm not particularly happy about the lead that he's stretching away.
So if he's not in the live, that means his picks don't count, right?
Well, he is in the live chat. Quite how he's managing to chat but not be here, I don't know.
No video footage. That doesn't count.
So anything to give us a chance of catching him up. But he's done really well. The last few weeks he's done really well out of the three of us, and it's good to see. So let's now move across to the viewers leaderboard table. And Marcus is still out there.
They do a lot better. do a lot better than us.
They do a lot better than us. But if we have a look, hang on, is Adzy's actually Kieran Headley's actually overtaken Marcus on average points per week, which is remarkable. Marcus still has the most amount of points, like nearly 4 times as many points as we have. In the same number of weeks.
We'll gloss over that, Simon.
We will gloss over that. Yeah, and we'll gloss over the fact that your dad is sitting 3rd overall as well. So this is the overall table. Obviously, if you're new in the chat, then get your picks in later on. So we will get to that in a second. But first of all, we need to go through the preview for what is going to be hopefully a fantastic Open Championship. So Adam, talk us through the golf course, what we've got to expect. I've got a few lovely images of the golf course to put up, especially a nice sunset one for you. I know.
It's just like that piece of coastline. If you went there for a whole week and just played all the courses along that point, like it's just so good. That traditional looking links, that long, wispy, rough, that short rolling fairways and shortcut rolling fairways, that turf sounds different. When you hit it off the proper links turf, almost sounds hollow. You've been listening to some of the guys in the open zone thinking about how they're going to use the bounce. You're going to see a lot more shots along the ground than you would do normally from like the American style courses, with a lot more through the air.
Yes.
So there's going to be that sort of style to it. It's been a little bit wetter than perhaps we would have liked to be going into a British Open. It is meant to heat up this weekend, so hopefully that will take some of the sort of moisture out of the golf course going into Saturday and Sunday. It's not meant to be that windy or that sort of two sides of the draw. Often in an Open Championship, you play early, get it calmer, play in the afternoon, it gets windier. It doesn't seem like it's going to do that too much. Obviously, that is very changeable over the next few days, but it looks like it's going to be a different style of links golf than we would perhaps see in past years. When it would be a bit dusty, firmer, and like be a lot more fiery. They've sort of narrowed the golf course in that regard, so it is going to be a little bit like there's going to be a bit more moisture in the surface, but you're going to have to be very, very accurate with the tee. Lots of irons off the tee at St George's. Really trying to sort of pick your way around the golf course a bit more. Looking out for those runoffs, those runs into bunkers. That's what you're going to see from links golf. That sort of undulating, that feeding of the golf ball into some hazards, and there are some massive bunkers around.
Aren't there just? Oh yes. I've got a couple of pictures on here of some of the bunkering, and you can just like, it's going to be one of those where it's not necessarily about, making the distance off the tee. It's just going to be keeping out of the trouble. If the wind does pick up, there's plenty of long grass. There's some really steep bunkering out there, and I just hope that there is some elements for them to play with. If it was just windy and dry, I'd be pretty happy with that as an option, because I think that gives them enough of a test that we want to see without it being too brutal.
Yeah, it doesn't want to get to a complete slog, but you don't want it obviously benign and then take it apart.
Exactly. So let's just quickly, before we get the betting up, before the guys are starting to put their picks in, if you are new here and you do want to have a chance, the top point scorer this week is going to win these 6 balls with the Open logo on, sent anywhere around. It's not going to be one of us. It never is, so it won't be. Basically, how it works is you get 100 points to split across up to 4 players in the betting. They have to make the cut to score points. If they finish outside the top 50 but make the cut, it's 0, and then the amount of points they get scales up all the way to 100% of their points for the winner if they win the Open Championship. And if they are the winner, you get a bonus 1,000 points as well. And it's not actually that regular that we pick the winner, but it's often about picking some people who are just kind of quite good odds and are going to make the cut, might make it into the top 50. That's often the way to get some big points, and we kind of quite like to either spread it around between 4 players or go all in club. I think those are kind of pretty much where we sit. If you are new, you can start to see 4 or 1. Exactly. You can start to see some of the picks coming through. So Adam, do you want to read out the picks that are coming through on the screen while I put the betting up? So there's 5 pages of betting.
Bonner's on there.
Has he? Okay, go for it.
So he's got Rahm, Herbert, Poulter and Rose.
Ooh.
Ryan, obviously in the chat, he's got Pulse, Westy, Detry, and Forks.
No. Oh, he's going for Forks. Good. Excellent. We'll talk about Forks in a second.
Yeah, so Dommy Rowe is in with Marcus as well. So he's got Louis 5, Sink 25, Harris English 30, Ryan Fox 40.
Nice. There's a lot of love for Louis Oosthuizen this week. A lot of love from the commentators and the pundits. I think you've got Glenn Taylor's if you scroll up.
Yeah, so Glenn Taylor's put his back in.
Oh, he's put his back in. He's still here.
Max Homer 50.
Excellent.
I've got my dad is in with picks. So he's got 25 on Poulter, 25 on Richard Bland, 25 on Victor Perez, and 25 on Ryan Fox.
Excellent.
I've also got Ben Swanson. Ben Swanson's 25 on each. He's got Bob McIntyre, Kevin Kisner, John Rahm, and Louis Oosthuizen.
Yeah, he's definitely looking for the winner in those. That's definitely not going to be someone that scores you loads and loads of points, and with Rahm and Oosthuizen, but yeah. Oh, Richard Hodge, yes.
Richard, I knew. I was waiting for you to look downside.
So again, those guys.
Over to you, Ryan.
Those guys that I knew, Ryan, who's not here tonight, Ryan Harrington in the chat. He runs the spreadsheet for the preview show, does a fantastic job. But it's always a fun game to get someone new in the spreadsheet that hasn't been in there before. Yeah. And Poom Saksansian is definitely not going to be in the list.
In it. Obviously, Minwoo Lee, and then you've got
Eric Van Rooyen.
Van Rooyen as well.
Nice, I like this.
So
Kieran's back.
30,
yes.
Neiman 30, Fleetwood 30.
10 for Munoz.
10, and then we've got Mark is in with Darren, going back to the place where it all happens with 10. Shane Lowry 40, kind of back to back. Would be the longest anybody's held onto that claret jug.
Yes.
Rory with 40 and Sean Norris with 10.
No, nice to see you back, Kieran. Thank you for coming back in.
Yes, definitely.
It's great. So let's talk.
He's checking the spreadsheet, but that's never going to be.
No, not a chance. So he can be in the chat and check the spreadsheet, but can't be here on a live. I do worry what he's up to. Anyway, so let's go on to somebody in the field who is very special to us this week, isn't he?
Yeah.
Local lad, Sam Forgen, grew up playing his golf in probably one of the nearest golf clubs to us if we travelled east across the county, probably 20 minutes away from us. He now works at Felixstowe Ferry, which is still in our county of Suffolk. So Sam Forgen, make sure you look out for him. Any memories of playing with Sam for you?
Yeah, played a few events with Sam, and it's always sort of a bit disconcerting when you turn up in his cars in the car park.
Yeah.
Thinking, well, I have to play really good now.
That's that.
Sam's just a very good player.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he's been on Euro Pro for a long time. He's gone through, I think, regional qualifying 4 or 5 times before he's got to this point.
Yeah.
Got a brother on the bag this week. He's got the head pro from Felixstowe down there on Monday because his brother couldn't get the whole week off work.
Yeah.
So they're just going to have a really great week. Sent him a message yesterday just to say, look, hope you create a lot of memories with your brother. It's a special thing to do, get in the Open anyway, but to get in your Open, your own Open, and play there, have your brother on the bag, it's just going to be a really special week. So hopefully they just soak it all in. He's had some amazing practice rounds already. So Tommy Fleetwood has had a practice round with him.
Yeah.
Who else did he? And
Bryson and Phil. Yesterday was Bryson and Phil.
That didn't happen.
Oh, did it not happen in the end? Oh no.
Today's practice round was Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth, and Jimmy Walker.
Amazing. Oh,
that's pretty special.
That is so cool. So you've got some more picks in here. We've got Max Philpott. So thank you, Max, for joining in. 40 on Lucas Glover, 20 on Forgen, and 40 on Richard Bland. So that is all. There's some interesting picks there. Richard Bland obviously having his win up there. James Wade has.
James Wade's he's got Minwoo Lee 40, Jordan Spieth 50, and Ben Hutchinson
10.
10.
Yep, so that's fine. Yep, so that's good.
Just going back to Sam, he's obviously got a really good draw in first round
Yes,
topper as well.
he
So
has.
he's got Brad Kennedy in his group. Obviously, he won the Vic Open, very good player. And he's got the Ryder Cup captain, Podrick Harrington, to come.
Oh, amazing.
So what a group he's been given as well.
Yes, and we were discussing this earlier. I think having two players, obviously Podrick, the most experience in the field pretty much, and another player that's had a win this year. I don't think he's going to be outgunned by either of them. I think they're all going to be fairly similar strategies of golf, and that'll be good for him. It'll be good for him to have those people with him, to learn from them, and I just hope he does. Hope he does himself proud, and I think just getting there, a bit like England with the final of the football, just getting there is impressive. He just wants to give a good showing.
Yeah. Kempe, yes, I've got your pick. Obviously, Kempe is all in.
Yes.
Sergio Garcia.
Of course he did. Of course. Yeah, we had that. We had that in 2019 for you. Don't worry.
Marcus Lee is in. Right. Okay. Here we go. Ernie Els 20. Cole Hammer 20. Sam Forgen 20. Richard Bland 40.
Yeah, and he's after those balls. So Ernie Els looked really good in practice. Watching a bit of him on the range, looked like he's swinging really nicely. He's obviously, Marcus is a big fan of the hammer. He has picked Cole Hammer a few times.
Yep.
Oh.
Brzezinski's in.
Is that,
He's got Hatton, Bobby
No.
Mack. He's got Hovland and Bezadenhout.
I'm not quite sure. Just hold the line a second. I'm not quite sure what's happened with the stream. Somehow it seems to have decided, without me pressing any buttons, to disappear, which is quite bizarre. But it's not unusual for us for something technical to happen. The Zoom call is still happening. YouTube Studio is still there. But where's OBS gone? OBS is still there. OBS is still streaming. Everything looks like it's there. I just think we disappeared for a second there. Maybe
we're back.
Well, are we back? I think we might be back.
Yeah, we haven't gone off on YouTube, I don't think.
You haven't gone off on YouTube? Well, I don't know what happened there.
We're all good.
We're there. So Brzezinski's getting his picks in. I think we should carry on. We do carry on. So I think Brzezinski's picks broke the system. I'm going to blame them.
Yeah, that's it. They're saying the stream's fine there, end, so that's fine.
That's it. We should.
So Si, go on in, chuck us your picks out. Who you have it?
Oh, we haven't done our picks yet. Oh, sorry. Of course. So I'm going to pick 4 players this week. I'm going to pick all 25 points on each one. I'm going to go JT and Ricky Fowler as 2 players that historically have done pretty well at the Open Championship. You've got Ricky Fowler. I just feel like he's coming into a bit of form. I've always had a little bit of a soft spot for him. JT would love to see him win the Open Championship. And then I'm going to go for Aaron Pike and Sam Forgen. 2 obviously outsiders, 2 players, one of which I'm hoping to make the cut. And if one of them makes it into the top 50, then that is awesome. I don't know too much about Aaron Pike, but he was down there in the betting down the bottom page. So his name sprung out. And I often look at names, they spring out at me, and then I don't pick them, and then they do really well. So he sprung out at me. I was like, "You're going in."
I feel like I do that.
I do so many times.
I often look at somebody like Rafa, for example.
Yeah.
I looked at him earlier in the year, and I was like, he'd be pretty good down there. And I was like, you sort of float past him and then pick someone else. And then after the day when you're like, he's joint leader.
Yeah, of course he is.
Why do I do this?
Of course he is. So who are you going with then?
So I've got to go 25 on each, going 4 players.
Yeah.
Same as. So I'm going to go for Louis.
Okay.
So Louis, 25 points at 33 to 1. I'm going with Kempe. I think Mr. Garcia, 60 to 1 is a good bet.
Okay.
I've got Forgs, obviously.
Yeah.
1,500 to 1 because he has to be backed.
Of course he does.
And I've got a guy that came top 10 last week at the Scottish, hopefully in a bit of form. Got Jack Senior at 400 to 1.
Jack Senior, good picks. And I've just seen Aaron Pike is not in the spreadsheet, and neither was Forgs until tonight. But Ryan will obviously have put him in because he picked him too. So there's a lot
Jack
of
Senior might not be.
Yeah, senior might not be either. Yeah. We often pick from the PGA Tour, don't we? So it's the spreadsheet is Marcus Lee says nice one, Simon. Oh dear. He obviously knows already.
He's watched the stream.
He knows what's going to happen. So brilliant. So there's some excellent new picks in there. So thanks, Max, for joining in.
Yeah, definitely, Max.
It's great to see new people.
All the updates will be on all our social media channels throughout the weekend. It's
going to be fantastic. Are you working tomorrow?
So working tomorrow and then actually going on holiday.
Yes.
So for first time I've had some time off in a long time.
Yeah.
Obviously we were working green stuff through sort of both lockdowns, so yeah, it's been a long time since I've not been at the golf club. So it will be weird and nice all at the same time. So yeah, that'll be good, great to get away. Can't wait. So,
are you gonna be able to watch much of the golf? Do you think while you're away?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. So obviously have Sky go and bits with me and they catch up and stuff in the evening. So yeah, it should be fine.
Good.
Yes, it would be good.
Excellent. Good. The club's coming with you?
No. The clubs very rarely go on holiday unless it's a natural golf.
Yes.
Very rarely come away.
No. Yes, and Harrington is at the Grand Prix, so he's going there. Rosanti's playing North Berwick on Friday.
Oh, such a good track.
Lovely. Amazing.
Have you played it before, Ryan?
I reckon he will have played that before. I reckon that he's there's quite a lot of good level forces golf, I think. So I reckon he plays in some pretty good events most years out there. That's definitely one that I want to go and play. Having got my first ever set of golf clubs from North Berwick, but obviously didn't play the golf course when I was there because I was about 6. Yes, Kempy's putting his pick in again. Sergio, yes. It would be good. Yeah, Sergio winning the Open would be amazing, obviously. Rosansky hasn't played there before.
Oh, it's good. It's like figure of 8. You sort of go out, round, back across yourself, and back in.
Amazing.
It's such a good golf course. There's a shot into a green over a wall and all sorts. Yeah, it's superb.
Proper old school golf course. Amazing. Good. So that pretty much wraps us up for tonight. Good luck to everyone with your picks. Hopefully you do really well and somebody very close to Bury St Edmunds wins these golf balls so we can deliver them by hand.
Hand delivered.
Or we can send them up, obviously, anywhere around and about the place that you guys are. You're obviously on holiday. Harrington's at the Grand Prix. I'm actually playing 18 holes of golf tomorrow, marking a card for the old left-handed handicap. So probably do a little bit video on the way round of that. Yes, definitely want a little golf trip, Marcus. Definitely in the pipeline. Probably looking like next summer will be more likely at the moment because obviously restrictions I think in Scotland are continuing for a little bit longer. Max found us on TikTok. Good work. Excellent, Max. Thank you for joining in. This is a regular thing. Every single week we pick players for the fantasy. It is great fun.
There you go. It's a question. So thanks for the question. We've got, what's your favourite golf course in Norfolk?
My favourite golf... Yeah, probably Sheringham. Yeah. So you've got 2 styles of golf course in Norfolk. You've got cliff top golf courses. I would say the only links golf course is probably Brancaster and Handstanton maybe. But you've got Sheringham and Cromer that are cliff top courses, both amazing, beautiful views, which makes a golf course obviously always in good condition. And then you've got inland courses, so Royal Norwich and Kings Lynn. Really nice parkland style golf courses.
Mine's quite close between Sheringham and Handstanton.
Yeah, I think Sheringham. I think if you were going to go for a day of social golf, you would go to Sheringham. It's a nice day out. It's Sheringham. Yes, Marcus. That's where you go. But to be fair, Cromer really is a nice golf course. It's a nice place to go and play golf. It maybe hasn't got quite the history or the prestige that Sheringham or Hunstanton or certainly Brancaster has. But yeah, I think I'd go Sheringham over Hunstanton. I think Hunstanton can be a bit brutal at times, just because it's that little bit closer to the sea. But Metallica, what's your favourite? Anybody else in the chat that's played some golf in Norfolk? Kempy, what's your favourite? I remember playing in the East Region Pro-Am with Kempy at Sheringham, where we literally I couldn't see that camera from where I'm sat. It was just the most foggiest, proper like sea har came in, and that was mental.
We did me and Dave did exactly the same thing. So that spring classic, played at Kings Lynn the first day, literally t-shirts, lovely, such a nice day, got sunburnt, woke up next day at Hunstanton and went like that with the curtains, and my car was parked outside the window and I couldn't see it, and I was just like, wow. Literally bought a snood, a bobble hat, hand warmers, like the trip to like that pro shop cost me about 40 quid.
Just in consumables.
So cold.
Yeah, you're not a big fan of the cold, are you? You definitely need.
I've gone from a t-shirt to not thinking like getting sunburned to like the next day having snood, hat, like full waterproofs, mix on. It was like crazy 2 days.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of links golf, and that could potentially be what happens at an Open Championship. You know, and that tide, when the tide turns halfway through the day, it often changes the weather dramatically. Wind picks up, and yeah. So good, excellent. So in terms of content, video-wise, what we got coming up this week? And we got some challenges we filmed, didn't we?
Yeah, I got Torby Small. That should be done in a minute. Actually, I've just got to put the music over that.
Yeah,
so
excellent.
We've got a short game challenge, Torby Small, or Torby Small.
Yes.
That's coming out. Yeah, just say I've just got to pick the music out. That's just got to be chucked in.
Excellent.
And that'll be over to the Patreon group very soon, so they'll have obviously first refusal of that.
Yes.
So again, just quickly, like while we're on, so just thank you to our Patreons.
Oh yeah.
For the support of the channel. They do get obviously pre-release of any of our videos. If you did want to check anything out on Patreon,
go check
go
it
onto
out.
the website. Just put in PJ Life 365 and you'll have a little bit of our tiers. Anything that you could do to support the channel would be amazing.
Always amazing. Yeah, thanks to the guys that do it. So Metallica is saying he's a member at Kings Lynn. Sheringham is his favourite. He hasn't played Royal Norwich yet. There you go.
Royal Norwich is good. I think it will be very good in about 5 years.
Yeah, definitely. I think
things settle and everything else just needs to have that little bit of time.
It does.
It's a great layout. It just needs to mature a little bit on the new bit.
Yeah, definitely, and I think it's one of those where it's all, you know, it is going to get better with age. I think they are very, very top end price wise for what you get at the moment. But I think they've, you know, that is their business model, and that's where they're gonna, you know, recoup those, you know, those points memberships and stuff is what they're trying to sell. Hence the green fee is so high. But it's a lovely place to go to.
Green complexes around there make it for me. Like, the green complexes are super.
Yeah, and the practice facilities. You know, if you were a member there, you would, you know, fantastic short game area, brilliant putting green, great driving range. It's all there. It's all there. Like you say, golf course just needs to settle down a bit. Good. So I've got video that I filmed. Had some of my schoolmates sort of travelling around to come and visit. They hadn't played Berry in a long time, so got that round, which is the round that got me to single figures. So 9.3 is my current index, which means that unlocks two challenges that are going to be coming very soon. So obviously Adam will remember because he had the pain or pleasure of filming it. One ball right-handed, one ball left-handed. When I got to 18, need to do that again when I got to single figures, so that's coming. And then I promised when I got to single figures I'd play a match against my dad. My mum thoroughly beat me left-handed when we played her. She putted me off the golf course, and we'll see how I get on against Dad, who again is a 9 handicapper. So that'll be an interesting match. So those two are to be filmed in the next 3 or 4 weeks. So looking forward to those coming out. And it's just nose to the stone, isn't it? Summer busyness in terms of coaching, which is always good fun. Thank you for all the guys commenting on the video. The previous show is all about you guys, the comments, the banter in the chat, the fact that hopefully one day very soon we can all kind of meet up properly and have a golf day out. Obviously the Patreons, thank you so much for everything that we do in the WhatsApp group. That is so much fun. All the banter that's going back and forth, and you know that the banter's going to be there across this weekend because we're all going to be watching. We'll be watching the golf.
Yes, definitely.
So yes, that's.
So I think that's about us, isn't it?
That is about us. Have a good evening, everybody, and yeah, thanks to everyone that joined in new on the previous show. Always good to see new people. Good luck to everyone for the Open Championship. Enjoy it. It's going to be a great event. 6:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. First ones tee off. Wall-to-wall coverage. On Sky. The Sky coverage is fantastic again, and obviously we get highlights in the evening. Just quickly before we go, Marcus, what do you think Sam Forgen will be feeling right now? I think hopefully
he's fine.
Hopefully he'll be feeling fine.
If he's not feeling excited, there's something wrong.
Yeah, I think he'll get a good night's sleep and then be good to go tomorrow. Hopefully,
no pressure now. He's got there. He's done the hard bit. Like now the time's to enjoy it.
Yeah, hopefully he does. Hopefully he does enjoy it. Get off to a nice calm start. Nothing crazy tomorrow. And then enjoy making the car on Friday, and then enjoy the weekend.
64 on
Ooh, yes, brilliant. Good, right, guys. See you very, very soon. Thank you.